Good morning students. Today we will discuss about the behavior of conductor when placed in electric field. So to understand the topic capacitance, it is necessary to understand all the behavior of conductor in a external electric field or in a electric field. So first, when conductor is placed in an electric field, suppose these two plates are there. Due to these two plates, plus minus, electric field, uniform electric field E come into existence. This is uniform electric field E that comes because of these two plates. Now if I will place one conductor here, then what will happen, that due to the electric field, the positive charge of this conductor experience force and it will come on this surface, and the negative charge will experience force in opposite direction and they will come here. Due to that, a electric field is developed inside the conductor. That is known as electric field due to polarization. You can see the appearance of charge on the surface of conductor is known as polarization. So this process is known as polarization. Because of polarization, this electric field come into existence. Electric field due to polarization. Now it is property of conductor that this movement of charge continues till the electric field due to polarization becomes equal to the external electric field. So when this electric field due to polarization became equal to the external electric field, then what is the net electric field inside the conductor? That is 0. So there is no electric field inside the conductor when it is placed in an electric field. Next property. Next property is that electric field is always normal to the surface of conductor. Electric field is always normal to the surface of conductor. For example, suppose this is the spherical and you are giving the charge and the charge appear on the surface. Because of force of repulsion, the charge appear on the surface of conductor. After some time, the charge will rearrange and come into static condition. Means they will stop their movement after some time. In that time, suppose we are considering that this electric field is not normal to the surface. Clear? So this electric field, if it is not normal, it will have some component E cos theta in the direction of, in the direction of surface or in the direction of tangent to the surface. So if there is component of electric field in the direction of tangent to the surface, then this charge which is here will experience force by the formula F is equal to QE. Means the charge must move, but we have already considered that in static condition there is no movement of charge. So if there is some component of electric field, there must be some surface current due to movement of charge. Means the charge cannot stop. But this is not happening. After some time, the charge comes to stable equilibrium. That's why this component of electric field must not be there. Here, there must be no component of electric field on the surface. Means E cannot be 0, so cos theta must be 0, means theta must be 90 degree. So electric field is always normal to the surface of conductor. So whenever you are drawing electric field lines, you must draw such that it appears that it is normal. It is not appearing, so you have to make it like this, so that it appears that the electric field lines is normal to the conductor. Here, if it is a straight conductor, you can see, you can draw this is appearing that these field lines are normal. So always you have to draw the field lines normal to the conductor. Next property. That is third property. Third property is inside the conductor there is no charge inside the conductor, means the net charge inside the conductor is always zero. Here, suppose you are giving the charge and the charge, excess charge appear on the surface. If you draw a Gaussian surface very close to the outer surface, so you can see inside the surface of conductor there is no electric field, so the flux must be zero. E dot ds, and this is equal to q by epsilon naught. Now, if E and ds are in same direction, E into s q by epsilon naught, we have considered that E is equal to 0. In the first property we have seen that electric field inside the conductor is 0. So Q must also be 0. So you have to understand this in another way also, that whenever you are giving charge to conductor, suppose you are providing the source of charge inside the conductor, but the charge will not remain inside the conductor. It will apply force of repulsion and it will come to the surface. And if you are providing some medium, suppose you are connected to this wire, the charge will flow through this wire. So the charge, net charge inside the surface always remain 0. There will be no net charge. So this is the third property. Next, the potential. This is very important property. The potential inside the conductor or on the surface of conductor remain constant. The potential inside the conductor and on the surface of conductor remain constant. We have learned the formula E is equal to minus dV by dr. Now inside the conductor E is 0. This means dV by dr is equal to 0. So d by dr of potential is 0 means V is constant. Very important property. So if this is the any charged spherical conductor, then potential at this point is also V, at this point also V, at this point also V. All of you know the formula for V. Suppose charge on the surface is Q. Here charge are there, Q charge are there. So what is the potential? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R, if R is the radius. This potential remain at the center also, on the surface also, and any point inside the conductor. So potential inside the conductor is always constant, and that is given by this formula 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R, where Q is charge on the sphere. It is hollow sphere, it is hollow spherical conductor. So this is about you can write this property because it is very important. The net potential inside the surface of conductor and on the surface is constant. Next property is that the electric field on the surface of conductor is directly proportional to the charge density, surface charge density. Here. So inside the conductor we have discussed electric field is 0, but on the surface of conductor, suppose this is the conductor and charge is there, excess charge reside on the surface. So if anyone asks what is the electric field on the surface, here, what is the electric field on the surface? So what we have to do? We have to take a small area enclosing that one. Suppose this small area is delta S, and we draw one Gaussian surface passing through this. This is a small cylindrical shape covering area delta S. It is also known as PIL, P-I-L-L. So if you will see that suppose sigma is the surface charge density, so all of you can tell that in unit area sigma charge is there. So in delta S area, what is the charge? Sigma delta S. Now if we want to know what is the total flux through this surface delta S, you can see there is no charge inside the conductor. So there will be no flux through this phase, through this circular phase. There will be flux only because charge is here. So that electric field lines will be normal to this surface. So because of this circular surface there will be flux. So what is the formula? E delta S is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Q is sigma delta S by epsilon naught. So this will cancel out. You can see E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. So electric field on the surface of the conductor is directly proportional to surface charge density. So these are the properties of conductor which will come when we go through this topic, capacitance, and you have to keep all the properties in your mind, and we will discuss, when we will discuss the topic it will come, and then you have to know why this happens. Now next thing is combination of capacitor. This is very small topic, so we will discuss today combination of capacitor. Capacitor can be combined in two ways. First in series and second in parallel. When one plate of capacitor is connected to one plate of another capacitor, only one plate of other capacitor, then that is known as series combination. And when both plate of one capacitor is connected to both plate of another capacitor, then they are in parallel combination. So just we have discussed about the combination of resistance in class 10, more or same, this is same, but the formula is just opposite. In resistance you have seen in series R equivalent is R1 plus R2. Here you will see that in series equivalent capacitance is C1 C2 by C1 plus C2, just opposite that you have read in resistance. So we will discuss first in series. Suppose we are taking only two capacitor. Next, after dealing this, we will solve question related to series and parallel combination. Lot of questions are there. But first we will understand what is the basic thing, what is the basic property that we have to know. In series, what you have to keep in mind, whatever voltage you are applying, that will distribute. Suppose V1 voltage appear across first capacitor and V2 voltage appear across second capacitor. Suppose capacitance of first one is C1 and second one is C2. You have to keep in mind that in series same charge appear on both capacitors. For example, suppose total charge Q is coming from here, then Q will appear, plus Q will appear here, and due to induction minus Q will come here. Again plus Q will appear here and minus Q will appear here. How the charge appearing, we will discuss this later on, but you have to keep in mind that all the capacitors which are in series attains same charge. and the voltage distribute among the capacitor. Here these two basic things are there, you have to keep in mind. So what is the total voltage? Total voltage is V1 plus V2. Now we know the formula, C is equal to Q by V. Capacitance already we have discussed, this is the basic formula. So total voltage, you can see V is equal to Q by C. So total voltage is total charge, Q is the total charge, Q is the total charge coming from the battery, and that will appear across first and second capacitor. So total charge by total capacitance. Suppose total capacitance of C1, C2 is C equivalent. Now V1 is charge on first is Q and capacitance of first is C1. Now V2, V is Q by C, so charge on second is Q and capacitance is C2. So Q is common, you can take it out. So 1 by C equivalent is equal to 1 by C1 plus 1 by C2. So this you have to keep in mind that in resistance this type of formula appears in parallel, but in capacitance you can see in series the formula is that of resistance in parallel. This is the only thing you have to keep in mind, because you have to read about resistance combination later on in the second chapter. Now this is the derivation for equivalent capacitance of two capacitors. It has been asked, this derivation has been asked various times in CBSE exam also. Now when this is series combination, this is series. Now second is parallel. Suppose two capacitors are connected parallel, means both plates are connected to each other and then they are connected to the battery. In parallel combination, what you have to keep in the mind that whatever voltage you are applying, that it will appear across first and second capacitor, means same voltage appear across the battery, the two capacitor. Here you can see the charge will distribute. Suppose Q charge coming from here, then it will divide in the two capacitor. This is C1 capacitance, this has C2 capacitance. So this total charge will divide. Suppose out of Q charge Q1 appear here and rest Q2 appear here. Here it is minus Q2, here it is plus minus Q1. So what is happening in parallel? Total charge distribute and it is dividing among Q1 and Q2. This is charge on the first capacitor and this Q2 is on the second capacitor. Now formula Q, you can see from this, Q is equal to C into V. So total charge is total capacitance into total voltage. Total voltage is V. Q1 is C1 into what is the capacitance of first one. Suppose this is the first one, C1, this is suppose C1 and this is suppose C2. Q1 is C1 into what is voltage? V. Q2 is C2 into V. So you can see student, V is common, so C equivalent is equal to C1 plus C2. So what is the basic thing you have to keep in mind, that in parallel the charge, total charge coming from the battery is distributed among the various capacitors, and the voltage of the battery appears along the capacitor. The potential difference across the battery is equal to the potential difference across all the capacitor arranged in parallel. So that's all in this class. In the next class we will discuss about the numerical problem related to combination of capacitor. So thank you to all. Thank you.